Our journey in discovering eccentric machinery now takes us deep into the woods of Durhamtown, Georgia, where a unique set of wheels is shredding up the backcountry trails. The Motocross Board, or MXB, is a hybrid breakthrough that allows you to ride the dirt trails with the gliding elegance of a snowboard, yet fueled by the grit and power of a dirt bike. The MXB is the brainchild of extreme sportsman and inventor Andy Kiel.
With the background in snowboarding and motocross racing, I was able to pick out the most interesting and best parts of those. I realized that I could create a vehicle that was extremely lightweight, that could be maneuvered like a snowboard, and had the suspension of a motorcycle.
The board rests on two custom-built aluminum wheels. The frame is composed of tubular aircraft steel. Coil springs are used to absorb the shock on the rough terrain, and foot platforms allow for the rider to easily balance on. The handheld throttle includes a brake lever and a smaller thumb throttle, allowing you to regulate the speed. The fuel tank holds enough gas to produce an hour's worth of riding time. It took Kiel several years to develop a motorized board that could be controlled without a steering wheel. And his eureka moment came from a trip down the grocery store aisle.
I was pushing a shopping cart in a shopping center, and the wheel was swiveling on the front. For some reason, I picked the back of the shopping cart up and put a little bit of angle in that caster on the front of that shopping cart, and it stopped wobbling. So I realized that, hey, if this thing has got a little bit of angle on it, it becomes more stable. So I began to think, how can I have this caster-like design and not have it in front of the wheel? And the solution was to sort of reinvent the wheel.
Kiel took the shopping cart's outer caster design and conformed it within the circumference of the MXB wheel. This allowed for a 60-degree angle needed for lean to steer, leaving the driving to the shifts in the rider's weight.
The first one I built in my basement on a budget of about $300. So I took bicycle parts that I found a BMX bike at a thrift store for $5, and I found a small two-stroke engine for $60 or $70, and ordered some steel tubing and a welder and started putting it together. And the first time I stepped on it to try it, it actually worked.
And according to Kiel, the most novice of riders can adapt to his off-roader in a matter of minutes.
Even my 73-year-old dad has mastered the motocross board. It didn't take him more than 5 minutes before he was actually riding it on his own, and I don't believe he would ever be able to learn how to snowboard.
The MXB can be geared to reach up to 50 miles an hour. At this speed, many riders would prefer to be strapped in to closer mimic the carving techniques of a snowboard.
This version is equipped with the intuitive release binding system, which allows the rider to be either free from the board or to be clamped in securely the way they would on a snowboard by squeezing this lever on the back of the control handle. When this lever is closed, the bindings shut down on the boot and the rider is completely secured. It has a lot of control the way they do with a snowboard. And then when the rider decides to get off the board, an intuitive motion allows the rider to open the bindings. When the handle is released, the bindings open and the rider is able to get off the board, unlike with snowboarding where you're always secured to the board.
From the grocery aisle to the muddy paths, this mean little two-wheeled machine is blazing a whole new trail in the X Games world.
I don't know what the people in the grocery store were thinking when I was maneuvering that shopping cart around, but I'm certain they weren't thinking that I would come up with an idea like this from it.